Hello and welcome to Steptoe Sr, a podcast based at Mews Cottage, 26A, Aldrum Lane, Shepherd's Bush. This is the home of the world's most famous rag and bone men, or as Harold would say,
Salvage Recovery Operative.
My name is Darren.
And I'm his co-host Si, also known as Two of the Three Comedians podcast that we co-host along with the amazing Tom from One Foot in the Podcast. You might also know me from Don't Forget Your Goodbye Gherkins, the Men Behaving Badly rewatch podcast, all things MBB related.
I've also been previously a guest on the Jolly Boys podcast, all things Only Fools and Horses. As you've guessed it, our favourite sitcom is Steptoe Sr. The show ran for 8 series on BBC from 1962 to 1974 and even spawned 2 feature films. Such was the series' popularity in the mid-1960s that the cast specially recorded several episodes for BBC Radio.
In the year 2000, the show was ranked number 44 on the 100 greatest British television programmes compiled by the British Film Institute. The 2001 Channel 4 poll, Albert was ranked 39th on their list of the 100 greatest TV characters.
We plan to review episodes, chat to fans of the show, and maybe even chuck in the odd quiz. We hope you enjoy listening. Please check out the pod on Spotify, Insta, Twitter, and all other platforms. So welcome back, listeners. Hopefully you've stuck with us for episode 2. We're going to be reviewing series 2, and we're going to pick an episode each and just go ahead and review that. And then at the end, I've got a 8-question quiz. I couldn't quite get it to 10 questions, Si. So an 8-question quiz for Si to try and beat my score from last week. So I picked series 2, episode 2, The Bath, which was originally played Thursday, January the 10th, 1963. And what have you picked, Si?
So I've gone for a musical evening, which, sorry, mate, I didn't check the dates on that, but it was a few weeks later.
I've got January the 31st, 1963. So
fantastic. There we go. We'll get into it, But I found this really hard to pick an episode because I think series 2 is very, very strong. Not that series 1 was weak, but series 2 is very, very strong. Don't know if you agree, Daz, but
yeah, definitely. I mean, what I like as well, I do know people that only prefer like the later series. They say, "Oh, I only liked it when it sort of got to colour." But a lot of the stories in those episodes, they're sort of the originals were in series 1 and 2, so they're sort of reprising similar sort of storylines. But no, it is strong. Season 2, it is a good setup for the next lot. But yeah, I got a description for both episodes. I've got literally the bath. The whole description is Harold's plan for a bathroom upsets Albert, and that's it.
Well, I mean, it's short and to the point, isn't it? Because not a great deal happens, but then it doesn't always need to be a load happening in Steptoe world. Just the dialogue does the rest, isn't it? So
I noticed you picked a musical evening. You love a 2-handed episode, didn't you? I've noticed.
I do. Yeah. It's just really, really tightly done. As we'll get to it, there's some great clashing between the two. I think the two work really well when they're clashing, but then they have to work together. So second part of the episode, they have to work together to solve something. So it's sort of like a bit of best of both worlds with them. They've sort of spent the first half at each other's throats and then realised they need each other, which is what Steptoe is all over for me. They're sort of like
definitely
winding each other up, but then realising you love each other. So it's a great one. But I could have gone with a few others. We both said we've really enjoyed the birthday, 65 today.
Oh yeah, 65 today. I love that one. It was tough, but I thought we've got to go with I'll tell you, should we hit play?
Let's hit play, mate. Fantastic.
Yeah, I thought we got to go with the bath purely because of it's iconic and it is people who don't really know a lot about Steptoe, but they know that episode.
This is it, isn't it? Yep.
But yeah, it begins with you've got Harold as usual coming back from a full days of totting, as he'd say, and then I don't know if you got the subtitles on, but it's some of the I think the old man's singing and some of the lyrics.
Yeah, he's singing that classic "The very thought of you
Oh yeah, I didn't realize
Things,
that.
these foolish things, which I think I know the Frank Sinatra version, but I think Ella Fitzgerald did a version of it, which was quite popular. So it might be the one
Oh, okay.
he's singing there. But I do often sing this song based off having watched this episode.
Yeah, in the bath.
I might have sung it in the bath. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully not a tin bath in front of the fire.
No. We've moved on since that. But
I
yeah, he's
think.
berating him for having a bath in the living room.
What day is it then? It ain't your birthday, is it? Yeah. Hey, what do you want to go and have a bath tonight for? Of all days you could have picked, what do you want to go and pick tonight for?
What's wrong with tonight then?
Well, I told you this morning, Delia's coming round tonight. Delia!
Yeah, really not happy with him.
Yeah. Does he know Delia's coming round? Is he?
No, he's
Is this
just announced that Delia's coming around, and yeah, well, he says I'm just getting in, I'm not getting out again. So
Yeah, she said to him, "If you're ashamed of your own, why did you ask her back?"
well, this is it, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I love how he's got his
yeah.
top
It's
hat,
just.
his bowler hat on in the bath. I mean, that's just
Yeah, Joe, you forget that, didn't you? I was watching it,
yeah,
and you just forget his hat's on. You thought, I can
yeah.
bath on that. The Yeah, do you know what? Is a interesting. It's like an anecdote in the the Robert Ross book that
Yeah,
somehow we
yeah.
both got. There's an anecdote in it. I don't know if I should. Let me just grab the book. And it's from Wilfred Bramble himself. So he's just he said pickled onions have always been a favourite food of mine. I have ceased to
Okay.
relish them. Yeah, well, they used to, they're not now. He says, although I still relish that moment of really revolting realism, which I know that many viewers still remember. It was filmed in the unmentionable month of November. At the
Oh my
time,
word.
I read somewhere that he was ill or something when they were
Oh
filming it.
gosh, yeah.
So he's put, I had a temperature of 103 degrees and I lost so much weight that my little naked body resembled a rusty wooden washboard. Because I think it's so
That's
memorable how
interesting.
thin he is.
He
Yeah.
does look really thin. I just assume that's how he looked normally, but yeah, I suppose we don't see him topless
Yeah.
again for a
So
while. So yeah,
I've seen
it's
it. I've seen Galton and Simpson saying that they knew he was thin, but they didn't think he was that thin.
yeah, gosh, yeah,
Yeah, he goes on to say, I was frozen from the waist up, but boiled from the waist down during that
gosh.
sequence. Boiled because during every camera cutaway, the considerate props man topped up my carefully clouded bathwater with repeated kettles of boiling water, which he considerately poured from a great height around my ankles.
Gosh, wow,
When that
wow.
bath
There you
scene
go.
terminated, I had a quick change, and that precluded the possibility of a shower, so I had to be content with a quick rub down. And then this is the funny bit. During this frenzied operation, Duncan Wood burst into the quick change room and asked me what the hell I was doing halfway through the scene. I'd been wriggling and writhing in that bathtub. So I informed him that the reason these unrehearsed gyrations was that of one of the larger pickled onions had bypassed my cachet sex, which apparently is like a little robe. I didn't know that. I had to Google that. It's like a robe that
Oh
covers the,
gosh, right, yeah.
and it had
Know that.
insinuated itself into my anal orifice, and that I
Oh
was not
dear.
prepared to leave it there for the remainder of the episode. To
Wow.
finish off, he says, for at least 2 weeks after that short sequence, despite the fact that I had sprayed expensive unguents all over my body, even where they stung, I stank even to myself like an
Oh
empty
man.
vinegar bottle.
Oh dear. I mean, that's
That is
method
crazy.
acting, isn't it? That's properly taking one for the team, isn't it? Fantastic.
That is brilliant. Yeah.
Oh,
But
great
yeah,
stuff.
just obviously him dropping his pickled onions in and fishing them out and putting them back.
Well, Harold's just had a great lineup. We don't have much here, but we've got an atmosphere, which quite like that. You know, he's
Yeah.
resigned to the fact he does live in a bit of a rundown place, but at least he's trying to make something nice out of it. And this is just destroying all that, isn't it? It's throwing him
He
back. I
does.
mean, this is 1962. Neither of us were alive then, but I'm sure like he says later in the episode, the Greeks had baths thousands of years ago. So like,
Yeah, I love that
why
line.
they've still got tin baths in
Yeah.
this day and age is crazy, isn't it? But
I think that's the great thing. A lot of the people watch it then would have grown up, having a tin bath
yeah,
in front of
true.
the fire.
Yeah, that's very true. Very
So
true.
so he just another line Howell comes out with is the dirty,
Yes,
extreme
that's
dirtiness.
that's sort of like an offshoot of the dirty old man, isn't it? I suppose it's kind of the
Yeah, it's
first
brilliant.
first times we hear it, really. Yeah.
Dirtiness. Dirty.
only sort of 7 or 8 episodes into the whole series in total. So yeah.
So he's just poured
Oh
boiling
yeah.
water into
Oh,
the bath.
bathwater's
He's
just
just.
gone in. Yeah,
He
that was
said
a
it
bit
might
of a.
might have killed me. That.
Well, he's got a cameraman doing it all the time, hasn't he? Apparently. So
Yeah.
yeah.
You
Gosh.
see sort of Harold's deviousness a bit there because we're the old man. He goes, "That could have killed me," and you see Howard going, "Really?" And he's sort of,
Oh
"I'll
yeah. I mean, he's
put
sort
another
of like
kettle on."
yeah. He's enjoying that a little bit, isn't he? He's
Definitely.
embarrassing him here, so he's trying to get him back a little bit. Interesting what Harold's wearing, and if you pick up on this in the series, I think later on he does look dress a bit smarter. Here, this is sort of like a no, I can't even work it out. It's like a ripped vest he's wearing, isn't it? And he's obviously just come off the round, but it
Yeah.
does look really sort of basic. And I think as he obviously dresses up smarter now, but as the series progresses, I think even when he goes out on the round, he looks a little bit smarter. So yeah, whether it's just times change, fashions change, I don't know, but um,
Yeah, it's like a
I've always
ripped vest on
wondered
it with
that.
no sleeves. It's
Yeah, I've always wondered that 'cause you never
yeah.
see it sort of pass into the color episodes. It never comes back. But
It's
yeah,
just reminding him again. Delia's coming round.
yeah.
I love the fact they've got a wardrobe in the front room.
Oh yeah. I mean, just
That's weird.
convenience, or is that just? I
Yeah, is
suppose
it?
they haven't got much room upstairs in the bedrooms. I guess there's fairly cramped up there. But it's just the sort of living room, kitchen downstairs, then 2 bedrooms upstairs, isn't it? That's it pretty much. Muse cottage. So
I think they refer to do they share a wardrobe as well? I think there's another
yes,
episode where they say
that's
they
right.
share
Yeah,
it
yeah.
because the old man he's got a bit of a fetish for shoes and clothes, and he's
Oh gosh, yeah. You notice the bear's facing a different way today. He's sort of out towards the window. Maybe that was deliberate when they put the bath in, but
Oh
yeah,
God, yeah.
interesting.
I love Harold's bureau with the skull on it, like Hamlet. You know,
Oh yeah, I mean that's his sort of
it's
attempt at being a little bit more sophisticated, isn't it? Yeah, why
yeah,
not?
a junkyard, but he's got a bureau and busts and oh, this bit of the old man's he's asking for bath salts.
Oh yeah, he's got the
Is it
jasmine
really?
bath salts ready for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, very Eastern. This is another one of these Harry H. Corbett moments, I think, where he just goes off. I wonder if he just goes off script a little bit and just adds that a bit in. I've said to you before, like I
Yeah.
won't say overplays it, but he really emphasizes that almost like dramatically. And obviously he's doing it as Harold. He's not breaking character, but it's something that I think is quite unique to Harry.
Yeah, he does. I've seen like stage plays and stuff, and some actors really do it. But he
Yeah,
was brilliant at it when he like he's
yeah,
throwing the bath salts and he's skipping and singing and
yeah. It's
but I think he does. That's his sort of style, and he does
yeah.
go not
No, it's
overboard, but
interesting.
he's yeah. I mean the amount of good props they got there.
Oh, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah, brilliant.
This is winding him up now as well. He wants him to put he's had his long johns in there for a wash. I mean, that's just extreme dirtiness, isn't it? That
Dirty, dirty.
I hate sitting in the laundrette with no pants on.
He's only got one outfit.
Yeah,
So I wonder what he was eating there. Didn't he have a pie or something?
yeah, it looked like it. The pickled onions with the sort of like side dish to it, weren't they? Um,
Give my
so it's-
back a scrub, Harold. Oh God.
oh gosh, no, that's what we need to do. Again, this is Harold bettering himself, sort of trying to do a bow tie, trying to look a bit smarter, isn't it? And
Yeah,
really trying to sort of rise above this upbringing that he's had.
definitely. He's trying to put on a bow tie. He's going right over left, left, and
Yeah, great line there. My hands will be around your neck.
I like they refer to this a lot, don't they? Where like the old man will threaten Harold, and Harold will go, "The days of you being able to put your belt across me or threatening to walk
Yeah,
me along." So I wonder what age Harold was. Was he about 12 when he was bigger than his dad?
quite possibly. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Obviously, the old man still uses that as a threat all these years later, but it's like you say, clearly Harold's not falling for it, is he?
No, he's not. He's like the days of that are gone. But because I think it's another one as well where the old man talks about he used to be 6 foot, but he shrank with
Yeah,
age.
that's right. Yeah, yeah.
He's about 4'8", and he
Yes, yeah.
used to be a strapping 6 footer, I think he says.
We're getting a story from Albert about how he used to do everything for his dad,
Yeah.
carry him to the lavatory. Yeah. And
Oh, there
again,
you go.
shades of Fools and Horses here. You know, Fools and Horses, you've got Belle mimicking Albert because Albert's telling a
Yeah.
story. You've got Harold mimicking another Albert. There you go, another Albert.
Yeah.
For telling a story. You know, so we've drawn these parallels. There's another one there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we said that a few times. Maybe there's more than half a dozen comparisons to Only Fools. But
Absolutely.
you see how sinewy he is there. Like I
Oh
think you can
gosh.
just about see the side of the pants, but with Harold
Yeah.
scrubbing his back, he's just literally he's like sinew, isn't he, and bone.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, he didn't hold back there, did he, Harry? He really went for
No,
it with
it,
it. With,
he bent him forward.
oh gosh, I bet Wilf
Proper.
just said, "Just go for it." You know, if we're doing it, let's do it.
It's a
What's
good job
interesting
he
is,
was pretty fit, wasn't it? And
oh yeah,
flexible
absolutely.
because he's put your back out.
That story from the book is interesting because we see this almost in real time, but obviously he was obviously cut and put together. It could have been
Yeah.
hours he was sat in that bath while they were filming different bits of it.
God,
Got,
it
got the
reminds me a
lines
bit. I don't
wrong,
know why.
whatever.
I don't know why it reminds me of Victor in the garden, with it. He must have been sat hours doing that.
Yeah.
How uncomfortable that would have been.
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah, the bear's facing the wrong way.
Yeah. So now this is a great little bit of farce, bit of panic, sort of similar to the piano episode last week. How do we get rid of this bathwater in the time? And it's a great little bit because he's got to try and remember so much, hasn't he? Chucking stuff in the in the bath.
Yeah, he's
He nearly
panicking.
puts the fan ear in. That's like
Yeah, I noticed that. He's got the fan
like
eater
a
in
moment
the
there, isn't
bath. He
And
just
then he
lays a
nearly
blanket over
goes.
the tub.
Well, he nearly goes without doing it, doesn't he? He remembers that last minute to go and lay it on there, but
I wonder
that'll
if that
prove.
was genuine or was it?
I don't know.
He,
Kind of interesting, isn't it? But that'll prove fortuitous or not later on.
again, do you recognise who Dealer is, Si?
Oh yeah, Who the Joyce, mate. I was watching a bit of Georgia
Yeah,
Milgren only this weekend. Yeah, great actress.
brilliant.
Taken far too soon. Bless her. Yeah,
How old is she?
I think she. Oh, don't quote me on this, mate. I think she was late 40s, early 50s, but had a real big problem with alcohol, so I gather, and
Oh, okay.
really struggled with it. But
Yeah.
she was a contemporary of obviously the guy who played George, whose name escapes me at the
Yeah.
moment.
Oh,
Brian Murphy. Brian Murphy. There you
Brian
go.
Murphy, that's it. You should know that. The amount of
Should know that. One foot in the
One Foot in
grave.
the Grave episodes. Shout
He's
out
still
to
going
Tom.
strong, isn't he? He's late 80s, early 90s now. He's still going with it.
God,
But,
yeah. So again, we've come to the bit now with Harold's offered a cocktail. I think he's making a
a Manhattan.
Manhattan.
I'll have a
God knows
Manhattan.
what he's putting in. Yeah.
I love how he
I had
says
one of
it.
those ones.
Did you? Are they
Yeah,
good?
not a big fan. Yeah, it was at a work too. It was free, but
All
I
right,
remember
nice.
there was a whole table of them. Must have been about 60 of them all like poured out. So I
Yeah.
went and got one, sat down, sort of drank it, and there's nothing to it. And then I went back up for another one, and the quite snooty waitress said, "Oh, it's only one each." I was like,
Oh,
"Oh,
really?
okay."
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so I was like, "Fine." There's
Well,
about
that is
60
it.
on the table. Yeah, so I was like, "Fine."
I love how Harold was saying to it, sort of go in, go in. He was sort of like willing the drink to go in the mixer.
She's just taking a sip of it.
Here we go. Yeah. Oh dear.
I know what that tastes like.
I just love how Harold knows straight away, though, innit? What's the problem is.
I don't. I love the way he says to her, "Put your fingers down your throat and try to be sick."
Oh
Oh,
gosh.
and he's expecting a romantic evening.
Yeah, this is
And
the
now
start
she's
of it. She's not been there 2 minutes. Horse
now she goes
liniment.
to sit down.
Sim
All
again.
liniment. Yeah.
He's off to,
God.
and there we go, in the bath. It's just that look in it as he looks upstairs.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
Now we changed scene here, and I've got to say, the incidental music, the sort of cutaway music, I've always loved. I just love the sort of like slight variation of the Steptoe some theme tune. They do it quite a bit, and it just sounds really, really beautiful in this episode. Just a minor thing to add in
Yeah.
there, but obviously we can't hear it because we're listening on silent. But
No, I love it when they do that because I
fantastically
tried to
done.
find for the intro. I tried to find like different versions because you it's so
Okay,
sort of slower versions, there's some faster
Yeah.
versions, and it sort of suits whatever the scene is. They change it, don't they?
Yeah.
If there's a sad bit, they slow it down.
But the great Ron Grainer, who originated the Doctor Who theme tune. So
That's
that's
brilliant. Yeah,
two great theme tunes to his name, at least.
definitely. Well, that's an amazing sort of bit of music in itself, isn't it? The
Oh,
Doctor Who
mate,
themes. It's
fantastic. Because it
haunting.
just keeps delivering, doesn't it? In all the different
Mm.
variations that still come out from it. But
I'm sure I've heard a techno trance version of that. It really, you know, it could fit to anything, could it?
well, they did the KLF, didn't they? KLF Doctor in the TARDIS,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
was the most bizarre thing. It was like a American police car driving around a junkyard, wasn't it? And oh my gosh, yeah, I remember it. But
Yeah,
it was the opening bit from Sweet, I think, Blockbusters.
was it?
Mad, yeah.
God. I know my dad watched. He says he's got memories of the '60s watching Doctor Who, and he said the theme tune used to terrify him.
Right.
Even like hearing
Yeah.
it years later, it was like such a strange, haunting tune.
I suppose nothing like it, was there really? Yeah.
No, right. So I think they're both decided now that they're gonna. They've got. Is it? Did he get that bathtub off the rounds, or is it?
Yeah, he says he's been out on the rounds, and
God.
the old
Yeah,
man says, "Oh, well, that'll sell well or something." But he says, "No, we're having this for the keeping it in the house." Obviously, people are selling them. They are out and about. So
yeah.
he's not gone out and spent the earth on this one, has he? He's obviously just got
No,
what he
he's
can
gonna.
get, and they don't look
They
bad
weigh a
actually, does
ton
it?
as
It looks
well,
pretty good,
those.
Nick. Oh yeah, absolutely, because they're proper tin sort of back then. No
Yeah,
plastic, I guess. So or glass reinforced plastic or anything like that.
I think they're deciding now where to put it. It's got to be the old man's bedroom.
Yes. Now, I still don't get, as much as I love this episode, why he gives up his bedroom. Like, why he doesn't just stage a protest and sit in. I mean, so I get he has to because otherwise the episode wouldn't work. But why? I just don't get why he gives.
No, I think
No,
this did Harold just go ahead with it. He's just like
I think he just
he
does it, doesn't he? I
starts it,
think
doesn't
it's
he?
just
Yeah,
assumed, isn't it? And it's that sort of thing of, oh well, maybe the old man knows it's going to fail, so he'll be back up there before long. But
there you go. He's decided now that the old man's going in the cupboard under the stairs.
I mean, gosh, yeah,
Oh, do you know what just said? He just said, "I'm not a bleeding mouse." It reminded me of last week's episode. It ended with "What goes up will must bleed and well stay up." Well,
yeah.
on the radio version, they don't use the word bleeding. It just says "What goes
Ah,
up must stay." And I've just noticed on this, I wonder if the radio version cuts out the word bleeding because they have to
interesting.
have special permission to say it on TV.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
Because I think he says, "What am I, a perishing mouse?" on the radio one. Yeah, they're just working out the logistics now of getting the old man under the stairs.
I mean, yeah,
Could you even get a bed under there? It's tiny.
I don't know. I'm assuming it's just going to be some sort of mattress, put down mattress in there. Um, he's like, oh yeah, what about where it slopes, where your feet can go there?
Yeah, he's only little.
Yeah. You get that door closed in the window, you won't want to come out.
I won't be able to come out. Yeah,
Fantastic.
obviously, he's calling it a box room now. I love Harold manipulating him. It's now a
Oh
box room.
gosh.
I'm willing to do up the box room under the stairs.
Oh, it's a box room now, is it?
I mean, the other question is then, how has Harold got the knowledge to plumb all this in? Because a couple of series time, I don't want to spoil it too much, but it's the heating episode, those magnificent men in the heating machine, and he doesn't really know what he's doing there. I suppose a bit different plumbing radiators in to plumbing a bath in, I guess. A little less involved, but
Yeah,
still
it's
quite.
similar sort of thing, isn't it? But like you say, you'd have to have a bit of knowledge about it.
Yeah. There is obviously going to be a bit of a time jump as well here, maybe a couple of days where we see he's obviously gone away and learnt it and done it, but
Again, he
you can't.
brings it back to like a social commentary. He says about people that I think he says something like 4 million people have got bathrooms indoors or something, and apart
Yeah,
from
yeah,
the
yeah,
rest that are homeless, and he's
yeah,
calling them the great unwashed. That's what we are.
yeah. No, you're right. The social commentary is bang on point, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, he's
So
always a bit like that, and then he's always like he's saying about our dignity and
mm,
the. Because I think even in the '70s, a lot of people had outdoor bathrooms and toilets.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so, definitely. Yeah.
Was it the affluent society? He says.
We never out so good. Yeah.
I don't think we've seen Under the Stairs yet in this episode, have we?
No, I don't think we've seen it at all. Don't remember in series one it coming up. So yeah, we're sort of. I mean, I'd have thought the stables. You might say, "Oh, you can live in the stables," because that's a little bit of a slightly bigger space. But then he's got to share with the horse, hasn't he? So
Yeah. Well, well, especially the old man. He prides that horse above everything, doesn't he?
that's it.
Even Harold.
He wouldn't want to take his living space from him, would he? So.
Or get kicked in the ghoulies. I love this bit. You got the old man crawling out from under the stairs. That's amazing acting, isn't it?
It is. It is. All launched up, torch in his hand. Yeah.
You've seen what he describes it as.
The bleeding black hole of Calcutta. Yeah. Oh dear.
I'll put some bricks in there.
Yeah, I mean he's got grand aspirations, hasn't he, Harold? To be fair to him, but
He's got that top on again. Sorry to interrupt. So
yeah,
he's got that ripped top
no.
on.
You see what I mean, mate? It's back again, isn't it? And I don't know why I'm drawing attention to it. Really, it's just one of those little minutiae of things, isn't it? They just think, well, yeah,
Sort of ripped to the waist, though, isn't it?
yeah, hardly on him.
I like this bit. He says about it's full of spiders and things under the stairs. And Harold goes, I'll put some for Rogs in there. I love the scenes where you've got Harold sort of like back and forth doing things, like making something or whatever. Then you've got the old man just creeping back and forth, running around him.
Yeah, again, like you say, it's great acting because Harry H. Corbett's got to do two things, hasn't he? He's got to remember what he's doing physically as well as his lines, and then sort of, I guess they block it all out and rehearse it and everything, as we've seen in some of the dramatizations. You know, they would rehearse all these things really, really well, but still getting it right and filming it is one. It's tricky thing, isn't it? So,
everything in the right place, and
yeah,
that's good.
So yeah, the old man's putting up protests, but like you say, it's happening, isn't it? And so getting the first glimpse of what it looks like up here, and yeah, I mean, the bath's in. It's not, got it through the door to start.
So Albert's bedroom then is directly above the the living room.
Yeah. I think we see more of the layout as the series progresses. I know in series 3 we definitely see like upstairs a lot more, and then in a future episode we see the old man spying, don't we? Drills a hole in his bedroom floor.
I was going to say, with those models.
With the models, yeah, that's it.
The plaster looks about half an inch thick, doesn't it?
And then Harold gets caught looking through.
Yeah, they think he's blind.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They're debating now where the pipes are going to go. I think Harold's saying he's going to box him in.
So again, this is what I'm saying. Like he hasn't thought it through. At least the old man's had sort of an idea, hasn't he, of what's going on? But
yeah, he's been about a bit, and the old man, so he thinks he knows a bit more than Harold. Whereas Harold is just optimistic, anything's possible. I notice Harold's back to calling it a cupboard now. He's go and clean the cupboard.
This is it.
Just now, it was a box room.
Yeah, he's forgotten the grand air he'd given it not long ago.
Yeah. He loves his grand air.
So again, this is in black and white, but he's describing it as pink. So, again, these things we take for granted now, but I suppose they had to point this out in the episode because otherwise it would have been lost, wouldn't it, on the
Definitely,
audience? Yeah, obviously people watching it live being recorded would get it, but anyone was watching it wouldn't have got it.
Like the old snooker commentator Ted Lowe quoting it: "If you're watching in black and white, pink is next to the green."
Absolutely, mate.
It was a bit deeper than that. If you're watching in black and white.
Well, wasn't that one of the reasons why BBC Two was launched in colour because of the snooker? I seem to remember reading something about that.
Yeah, I think it was something to do with David Attenborough because
That's right. He was controller, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he's
the reason we've got snooker really because they thought it was perfect to go we're on to snooker again, mate. This is the snooker section of the show.
Absolutely, snooker section of the show. Yeah,
snooker loop.
A bit of Chas and Dave under here. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, no, because snooker's perfect for the the shape of it, the colours. So to launch colour TV, it was ideal, and then pot black and all that. So it started. So,
That's it,
but
mate.
again, because a lot of people, when Steptoe went to color, a lot of people said it wouldn't work because they like the sort of dank, dingy sort of black and white, and they thought it would suit it better than color. But if
Yeah.
anything, it just works better, doesn't it?
No, absolutely. So there's a little bit there where they're discussing what the B-Day was. And I always find that amusing because they're not all that common B-Days. And back then, even they're less common. So, yeah, it's that sort of amusement there.
Yeah, what did he say it was for? To wash his feet
Washing,
or something?
washing your feet in it, yeah. A sort of
Wash your
polite way
feet.
of saying it, when I suppose you can't say washing your arse on BBC television at the time. So.
No. I tell you what, he does all right with the birds, doesn't he, Harold?
You know
He's
what?
got another
I
one now.
mean, he's gone from Uma Joyce. I don't know who this
Yeah.
actress as well, but he's doing well, isn't he? He has June Whitfield on a
June
future
Whitfield, yeah.
episode. She pops up, doesn't she?
Joanna Lumley.
Joanna Lumley. So yeah,
That's
no, fair
Bunty.
play to
Yeah,
him.
but
Fair
this
play
one,
to
she's
him.
got to be 10 years younger than him, easy.
Oh gosh, yeah, definitely.
So I think it's
Definitely.
another episode where a pregnant woman turns up and she's about 25 and he's got to be pushing 40.
Oh mate, absolutely.
Please.
Yeah, it stretches the credulity a little bit, doesn't it? But
She's not there long, this one. I don't know if she's got a name, this one, but
yeah, this is it. The episode sort of climaxes quickly, but then it has a great payoff, doesn't it? That we're back where we started.
back when we started, he's
Nicely
so what's
wrapped up,
happened?
isn't it?
The bath has come through the ceiling.
Oh, I could have told you if you'd asked me. That's why I moved me bed over. When I saw the worm was in it, you put it the wrong side. Look at that. Rotten it is, rotten. Think yourself lucky I wasn't in it at the time. Well, don't worry about me if you want your girlfriend here.
My leg.
And then the old man decided to pick that moment to have another bath.
Yeah.
As Harold's bringing a beard home.
Now, I think when I first watched this, I missed the line where he says, "I wasn't in it." I thought he was in it when it fell through when I first watched it, and I thought, "Of course, he's not shaken up or anything. He's all right."
No, I got,
But he does say, "Oh no, luckily I wasn't in it," doesn't he? So
yeah. So that's what I mean. It's even more sadistic. He's chosen to have a bath,
yeah,
knowing Harold's going to be bringing.
he does
So
say
that
to him,
bit-
"Oh, why didn't you take it upstairs? Why didn't you clear it up for me or whatever?" So yeah,
That bit, it reminds me of the young ones. You've got Neil and Rick.
oh,
They crash through the ceiling. I don't know why. It always reminds me of the young ones, that bit.
yeah. Shouting,
So-
arguing about Virgin. It's in the Virgin fight, the middle of the fight, aren't they?
That's it, yeah. You're a virgin. No, I'm
That's
not.
it.
They crash through. So yeah, we've got the old man now. He's actually liking the what we call it, the box room.
Yeah, he's taken to it, isn't he? I love how he just says good night and that's it.
Good night. Is there a light on? I think there's a little light on.
There's a little light on. That's the end of the episode, and the music cuts in, and it's perfect. Just 30 minutes of pure joy, that mate.
That is brilliant. That.
And
Yeah, like I
obviously
said, I think a lot of the people watching it would remember, being in, a bathtub as a kid and in front of the fire. I know my dad
Yeah.
does. My dad says about that. He used to bath in front of the fire when he was small, and so I think it
Right,
brings
yeah,
back
yeah.
a lot of like poignant memories.
Yeah,
to a
no,
lot of people.
absolutely, mate, absolutely. So Harold's sad task now is to just remove everything and start again.
Yeah, again, he's thwarted.
They must hand the bathroom back in a bedroom at some point because sort of resets back to normal, doesn't it?
That's a hell of a patch-up job he's got to do, isn't it? That.
It is. Whole bath's fallen through. Crikey, yes. But no, yeah, fantastic, mate.
So yeah, what do you think?
I'm going to go 10, mate. I can't fault it. It's just sublime from start to finish. I remember the first time I watched it, I got the Series 2 DVD. Got it for Christmas, I think, about 15, 16 years ago. Just watching through them, that's one just stuck in my mind straight away. Brilliantly acted. Say some great little bits of music in between, carrying the scenes off. And it's close to a two-hander. I mean, obviously there is the sort of the two girlfriends, but it's just the two of them what they do best, really. And Harold trying to better himself, and the old man knowing better. What about yourself?
Yeah. I think because of it bias, we could probably give every episode a 9, but I think that is, I'd say, a 9.5 for me. That is,
9.5, mate.
it's
Yeah,
brilliant
cool.
because not 8.5. Can't say that
Ain't
every
off, ain't off.
Fellini. But no,
Fellini's.
I think because do you know what, I think I'd seen. I can't remember when I first saw this episode, but I sort of seen pictures of him in the bathtub, and it's just iconic, and they always
Yeah.
joke about how skinny he is, and then you hear the background story, about he was ill. But the other part we haven't sort of discussed was about that. This was the first episode shown since Wilford Bramble was arrested.
Ah, okay.
But
Yeah,
I
of
think
course. For the
I can't remember if
cottaging.
one of the well, he was what was he arrested for? What was it? Importuning.
The tuning.
So I mean now we'd know it as cottaging.
Was it
But
undercover police officer or something that
yeah, it's a bit
yeah.
like a. I listened to I think it's David Clayton. He did a book on the life of Wilford Bramble,
Oh, brilliant.
and I think I listened to it on Audible. I'll try and send you that if I can. So
Oh, I'd love
if
to
I
hear that.
download
Thank you.
it,
Yeah, no,
and it
I've
and it
shamefully don't
pulls
know
no
much about
punches. I
him.
mean,
So
yeah, it goes into detail about that, I've seen another interview of Galton and Simpson where they say that he'd had a bit of a piss up. I think it was a BBC do, and then he on his way home. I think he went into a public lavatory somewhere in London. Um, he winked or smiled at an undercover police
yeah,
officer. Then they arrested him for what they call importuning. It was when being gay was illegal.
yeah, yeah,
It
absolutely.
was against the
Yeah.
law.
Oh,
So I think
horrendous.
they were calling
Yeah,
it immoral acts. And then he literally
yeah,
that night, and I think they took him to the station. It was like
yeah.
charged the next morning, but he
Mm.
was still a bit. And I think because he was pissed, I think they were all saying that he's not sure what he was charged with, and it was all a bit. It was a scandal
Yeah,
at the time, but they were saying that he was quite often friendly, and after a few gins, he'd smile at anyone. So they were saying,
yeah. No, no,
you
that's
know,
it.
but I think it was that. But the first episode they showed or filmed after that because it was a scandal was this one. And the background to it was going to make or break Steptoe. They said if the crowd and the people that were there laugh and it goes down well, then they'll keep it going. If
Right.
it doesn't, if they don't like it, then we wouldn't be sat here now talking about
Oh,
Steptoe
mate.
because it wouldn't have gone on.
Wow.
So
That
yeah, it
is
was quite a
pretty profound, isn't it? Christ. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
well,
yeah.
it sort of saved it really, because
Yeah.
the crowd
No,
just
great.
went down a storm, and they said, "Well, no, we've got to carry on."
Well, this is it. Yeah,
So,
and that's it. I mean, gosh. Yeah, we live in a such a different time now, thankfully, don't we? That people can be what they want to be and not have to worry about anything like that. But it's horrendous. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, but now he'd probably be more famous because of it, LGBT
yeah,
and all
yeah.
that.
That's it. That's it. And rightly so.
It's
But
mad to think it was illegal.
yeah, this is it. And
But
as we said before, he plays a character that has several homophobic traits. So again, that must have been difficult for him to play that, knowing that he was playing up to the
yeah,
sort of anti everything
stereotype.
that he
Yeah.
was. Yeah, the stereotype of against what he was. So yeah,
So
interesting
yeah, no.
stuff.
So that was one of the reasons I picked it because it sort of saved Steptoe really.
Save Steptoe, brilliant. No, I
Yeah.
mean
So
can't argue with that.
so yeah, I'll give it a 9.5.
9.5, fantastic. Yeah, no, very very
So.
strong, very strong.
Next up, I think we've got episode 5, A Musical Evening, originally broadcast
Musical
Thursday,
evening.
January the 31st, 1963. Again, it's like a short description. Harold plans a musical evening with some old 78 RPM records, while Steptoe Sr. insists on noisily mending his shoes.
Yeah, sorry, man. Chuckling just thinking. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's
Should we hit play?
let's hit play. Yes, let's see what joys we have. Okay, cool.
I tell you what, it looks freezing there. You've got Harold wrestling with a horse, trying to get it through the gate, and he's
Yeah,
snorting. It looks really cold.
I did a little bit of research. You've probably done similar, and apparently none of this exists anymore. It's all been redeveloped, all these exterior bits,
Oh,
which
is
you can
it?
imagine, really. Sort of
Yeah.
London these days would just be as metropolitan as it can be. But well, have we got
Especially
the old man
Shepherd's
asleep
Bush.
in the asleep on the deck chair, which will be a sort of similar thing. Keeps coming back a few times, doesn't it? That sort of opening
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, he comes back and he tries to pretend, oh, I've just rested my eyes, or I've been working hard all day.
That's it.
Again, only fools about having garden furniture in the living room.
Again, there you go,
It's
mate. There's another one.
isn't it?
Another one there. The Sleeping Beauty calls him.
Sleeping Beauty. Yeah. He's got.
And he's gonna potentially knock the chair down on him here, but no, he wouldn't see the joke.
The shock might kill him. I'm trying to work out in the background. There's like it looks like a tank with a fish in it, but it's obviously stuffed.
Yeah, it's the collection of different stuffed. Is it taxidermy they call it? But
Yeah.
so yeah, quite sinister. Harold's actually considering smothering with a pillow. I mean,
Yeah.
this is quite dark start to an episode, isn't it?
Very I think he means it too.
I know, and you just sort of think it's a situation comedy, but yeah, at the last minute, change his mind. And,
He's pushing a pillow behind his head now, isn't he?
yeah, but straight away the old man's on him. I love the smooth action Wolf Bramble does there to close that down. I love it every time he does it. It must be well rehearsed, but
Yeah.
I always struggle with deck chairs like that. But I feel the same, mate.
Yeah, and take my knuckles off.
Yeah, but no, he just did that so smooth. So yeah, off out to unload the cart, which yeah, he should be there doing straight away. Really, should be ready waiting for him, shouldn't he?
Yeah.
I love this. He just shoves that off. Again, this is why I love this episode, because it just shows the contrast of the styles of the old man of, oh well, he'll be all right, and Harold of, no, just do it properly, take your time. And
you can imagine Harold is like grafted together on the back of there really carefully and tied it down, and he's just shoved it off and it's just clattered. I think it's broken, isn't it?
Oh yeah, the one of the things fell off, didn't it? Yeah, the doors have fallen off it.
He's had
dragging it back. And there we go. This is the start, isn't it? These are all right. I'll have these.
Yeah, you never sell anything, would you? The way
No,
the old man goes through it.
I think Aaron even says that in a second. He's just, well, I'm going to turn it in. I'm not. I'm just a personal supplier to you.
These are all right. You're saying you got Harold. They're revolting.
I like big women.
I like big women. What's that? A portrait of?
I don't know, mate.
I think he said who it was. I can't. But yeah, he says a few times how he likes big beefy beards.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not PC at all now.
No.
Oh god.
Yeah, he's going to great lengths to explain it, isn't he? And
I know.
So that's them siphoned off. Yeah.
Do you understand that? What he said there? They're not salt sellers. I don't get.
I don't know. I guess it's because salt sellers are kind of tall and thin, aren't they? Maybe. And yeah, he's kind of saying he doesn't like tall, thin women. I'm not sure, but I love how that was it. He was just saying good night. He was going to leave him to it.
Yeah, just let the rest of the cart to be unloaded. He slept all day,
and now he's picked up two tiny things, and he's making a real effort of it. Again, we've got another stuffed Ed here. Again, thinking, well, is that going to be sold on, or
that'd be worth a fortune now.
Oh, mate, without doubt. I've said to my Mrs. Alex, I'd love a stuffed Ed on the wall, but she's not too keen. You know, you like Victor had that stuffed pig.
Oh, the pig.
In the grave. Not sure I'd have that, but
it's like something from Lord of the
Flies. I'd have a moose like Basil Fawlty, you know.
Yeah, God, he hit me on the head. So what is it? It's a bison.
It looks like it, doesn't it? Yeah,
it's massive. There's also a scooter that the old man
he's
riding across the yard.
There we are, shoes.
Oh, the shoe fetish.
There we go.
Here, what's in here? Shoes! Hey, these are all right. I haven't seen a pair of shoes like this since before the war.
Put them back.
Put them back! We ain't flogging these. A little bit of polish, a few nails, I'm set up for life.
I'm turning this in. I'm no longer a rag and bone man. I'm just a personal outfitter to you.
What do you remember? What was it? The episode we reviewed. What size you? He goes between an 8 and a 10.
That's it.
Turkish casuals.
Yeah. Everything goes on your feet or in your bedroom.
The door won't open as it is. 60 pairs of shoes. Oh, that's too much.
You just, yeah.
And you only ever see them in the same old clothes.
mate, I own about four. I'm not going to lie. I don't own many
Yeah,
at all. Got work shoes, couple of decent pairs of trainers,
yeah.
smart shoes.
Walking
That's it.
shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, trainers.
Well, if you include Wellies 5, there you go. But yeah. And I make them
Yeah,
last as well. I keep them going. Like if I can get like 2 years worth out of a pair of shoes, I will. Can.
yeah, yeah. And then I'd use them then for gardening.
That's it. Use the garden, mate. That's it.
Chuck
Yeah.
them in the shed, and yeah,
You come in the shed, you're fine, aren't you? Yeah.
or walking the dog, in the fields. It's
That's
I
it.
don't understand
Perfect.
people like they spend like £100 on a pair of shoes and
It's another world, mate. Another world.
crazy. I
Well, I
got
suppose at least to Harold, he's sort of sorry, Albert's been recycling or reusing before we knew it, didn't he? Really, he was sort of
oh yeah,
pushing the green button, isn't he, in terms of getting some use out of some old stuff. But
I
and I
think
suppose
Harold is
cobbling is still around in a way. And Timpsons can repair shoes, can't they? For you, that sort of thing.
yeah, it's repair shoes and cut keys.
Here we are at the crux of the episode, then, so the records, and Harold's debating which ones he's heard, which ones he hasn't. And again, this is Harold bettering himself, isn't it? The common theme.
Yeah,
Now come on, get these sorted out. Then we'll have a recital, a musical soiree. You can sit down, put your feet up, relax, do you good. Instead of going down to Skinner's Arms, you can stay in and listen to some good music for a change. Why not?
I don't mind listening to gramophone records. We should get something cheery for a change. All that stuff gives me the willies. Oh, sounds like I could do with a squib under the backside of some of them.
You are a right twit. Oh God, the horse has got more taste in music than you have. You want to see his ears go up when I whistles the ride of the Valkyrie. You want to see him move.
so was he talking about Beethoven's Fifth?
Beethoven's fifth, and then he had Finlandias, but he put a teapot on top of them,
They killed death.
which is brilliant. I mean, I suppose you could use them as placemats, to short-term placemats. 'Cause decent vinyl, fairly heavy, but
Do you think the old man did it on purpose, or is he
oh,
just
yeah,
genuinely?
of course he did. I reckon, of course he did, deliberate.
Oh, there we go. Instead of going to the pub, you can listen to some good music.
Yeah,
He's
and
just all over it.
horrors on his face.
That bison head, I'd love to know what that's worth now. And where would
Yeah,
you put it?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Guess you'd have to hang it in a fairly big room because otherwise it'd occupy half the room, I guess. But what I always found interesting is their contrast in taste because you'd expect the old man to be more into the classical stuff, being that's probably what he was brought up on and was kind of, whereas the pop stuff, which is what he likes, is more Harold's time, But it's the other way around, isn't
Yeah,
it? They're
especially
sort of like
60s. Yeah.
some of
You think-
some of the names he reels off in a second, they're all like stuff that my dad listened to. Like
Yeah,
I want to be Bobby's girl and stuff, and
Yeah, Twist again.
Twist again, stuff like that. Which again, you think, well, that's sort of what Harold's era is listening to, but obviously Harold wants to be above all that, doesn't he? And
Yeah, I think that's it. He's quite pretentious, trying to be above it, and perhaps the old man is not that into it, but he knows it'll drive Harold up the wall.
true, yeah.
I know what he's like, anything to just rail against him.
Well, this is it. I guess it is just the polar opposite, isn't it? Anything he does, he'll just find the opposite of it.
I think he's sort of a jukebox jury now, isn't he, Harold?
Yeah. I'd ask him what time it was. Yeah. Wish I could get on there. I'd be the user for everything.
I think it was like the X Factor of his day, wasn't it?
Yeah. My dad's mentioned little bits to me about it, but I think you get sort of similar things like Pick of the Pops of the 80s and 70s now, still, don't you? Sort of similar things still go on.
Was there one about
stuff.
was it Opportunity Knocks or something with Huey Green?
That's right, mate. Huey Green, yeah, Huey Green. That's right.
Yeah, I only know that because my gran on my dad's side, again, she was a massive Steptoe fan, but she had an audition. Funny enough, as I
Oh,
said
wow.
that the name Lloyd has come on the screen.
Oh, mate, there you go.
She had that was weird. She had an audition, but one of her life's regrets was she never went to it.
Okay.
She was she was more like an opera singer really, but
yeah.
she never went to it, and she sort of regretted it, I think, most of her life.
Yeah.
But she used to say about Huey Green, and so Harold now is picking up the Teddy Bear's Picnic record.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that is a that is an old classic in the Teddy Bear's Picnic, but no, I think he's getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's better. Oh, this is the key.
Didn't he get him off a doctor as well?
Yeah, I do love the mispronunciations as well as some of these things. Stravinsky. Yeah. The Firebird suit.
Didn't he say Rise of the Valkyries or something?
That's it. Yeah. Leave it that way. I like that. I like that. You can talk, only shut up.
Shall I? Oh,
Going to play my record.
you've got the beer by the window again, facing away.
This is it. Nah, this is it, mate. This is where when I first watched this, I was crying with laughter. This upcoming bit here, the contest, so that in the time it's taken him to put the record on that, Albert's managed to get his cobbling gear out.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
I'm in a machine.
Well, don't listen now. Play my records, aren't I?
Oh, does it push you off then?
Of course it pushed me off.
Oh, well, how long are you going to be?
Well, I don't know. I'm just playing my records, aren't I? I mean, I don't put a time limit on myself. I'm not going for hours.
Oh, I'm not standing here with me hammer poised waiting for you to finish. I've got me cobbling to do.
You don't have to do your cobbling tonight. You're doing this on purpose. You can do it all day tomorrow while I'm out.
I've got other things to do tomorrow. I always cobble at night.
Will you stop it and banging? I've missed half of it now. I'll have to start again.
Well, I don't like your music, but I don't say turn it off, do I?
That is hardly the same thing, is it? I mean, the quality of your cobbling is no way affected by my music. Whereas, conversely, I find it rather difficult to follow the score with you knocking 7 bells out of them boots with a £5 hammer.
Does it put you off then? Of course it puts you off. How are you going to be?
Got me cobbling to do.
I just love how I don't know if he is being difficult, but he's acting like he's not. He's going, well, I've got a job to do here. You know, you're doing this on.
He's had all day to do that. And
exactly.
But it's
or he
the
could
way
go
he's
upstairs and do
smacking
it, couldn't he? And
yeah, or in the yard.
I love the action as well. You know, Wolf Bramble really goes for it, and
yeah, he's
just sort
lifting
of
the hammer like above his head, and
yeah. Oh, mate.
Yeah, knocking 7 bells of them boots with a £5 hammer.
Oh, dear.
I'm gonna cobble my shoes.
But it's the fact that this goes on for a few minutes and it reaches the crescendo shortly, which oh dear.
Again, I think Harold says that he's trying to better himself, and he with operas and symphonies.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm trying to enjoy myself. I'm going to play my music all night.
I hope you smash your fingers with the hammer, he says.
I'll play the loudest piece of music I've got. I'll drive you out, mate.
Oh God, what's he getting out of the cupboard now? I like he's got it locked away.
Yeah, which is, I don't know if it's brought back again, that sort of idea of a locked cupboard. I don't seem to recall it, but for this episode, it's key to what goes on. But Wagner.
And in the background, you got the old man. He's like waiting to smack the hammer.
Oh, yeah.
Ready when you are.
I think this is Ride of the Valkyries, isn't it? That he puts
That's
on
it,
here,
yeah.
so.
It's the subtitles just come up saying
Oh,
Ride
yeah,
of the
there we go.
Valkyries.
Yeah,
And then
which is a
loud
great
banging.
piece of music. Absolutely love the piece of music.
Brilliant.
Turn it off, you have the neighbours around. Stop hammering. He takes the to taking the.
Oh God.
Oh gosh! He just
What
keeps
did he
going.
launch out the window?
I think he launches out. He launches out so the cobbling gear goes first, breaks the window. Then he goes and smashes
Oh
the
God.
record up.
This is
And,
like bottom, isn't it? This is
mate, this
proper.
is what I just love it. I mean, you imagine watching this. The old man then starts smashing up the records. So all the gear that the old man wants is now out the window.
I'm gonna have to pause
The old
this. This is...
The old man's got he's got the all the pictures have gone out the window now.
So the
Whilst all this is
hammer's
going
gone out the
on,
window.
whilst all this is going on, the old man's managed to lock the cupboard up. So
He's locked the cupboard up. He's got the keys. They're arguing over about.
But that
who's
bit
gonna
there,
have the
honestly,
keys.
I was crying with laughter when I first watched that. Just
It's...
absolutely brilliantly done, brilliantly acted.
He's even got. He went over to his bureau and started slamming the hammer into it as well. Just... So how the old man grabbed the keys. He's run to the front door.
Yep.
And what's he done with them?
So he's launched them, without looking where he's launched them.
Oh God.
Which, I suppose in the heat of the moment, it's one of those things you do, but then you think, oh yeah, actually, hang on, that's it.
He's just
everything's on there.
He's just got the old man. You great pillock.
And this is where if the Steptoes were just a little bit tidier, this wouldn't be a problem. If they had a clean yard, you'd see it, wouldn't you?
But, if the old man had been cleaning all day rather than sleeping.
Exactly.
So,
they're the architects of their own doom, both of them. I love this bit.
But...
Oh, what have I put my hand in? Or something?
Yeah. they're crawling around the yard. What have I put my hand in? Is another one. He says to somebody, goes, "Mind where you step, the horse."
Oh yeah. That's in the Tax Inspector episode, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Mind where you step, the horse.
The horse, you know. Dear.
So God knows where those kids. They could have gone anywhere in that yard.
Yeah.
My cheeks are hurting.
Right, honestly, I just can't tell you how many times I've watched that and still find that hilarious. And like you say, it's so bottom-esque, isn't it?
It's so rich and Eddie in it.
The parallels there. Something that starts as just a small irritation just grows and grows and grows to the point where you just snap and it's like all out war for a few moments.
Just get the £5 hammer and it's
just calling you
that record player. A great kid.
Yeah. Yeah, that record player's had it, and it's gone for a bird.
That's it. He's not playing that. I'm surprised he hasn't reacted to that.
No, he's more annoyed now about the keys. I think obviously anything else will come back to deal with it later on, but yeah.
There we go. Harold, now we've got to work this out scientifically. So he's trying to work out the trajectory of the keys.
Throwing it and stuff, yeah. I suppose when Galton and Simpson wrote this, I mean, I wouldn't want to think how you'd write an episode of this. So clever and so much genius you need, but I guess you cut the two parts to it of first of all going through the records and then, well, how do we resolve it? How do we end the episode well? So let's have the keys missing and do that as well. But yeah, very, very clever to sort of knit those two ideas together.
Brilliant. So he's given he's giving the old man a stone now to throw to work out the velocity, range, and angle.
Gosh. So he says he'd been in the war, didn't he? So he'd done some stuff. So he'd obviously seen a bit of service.
He sort of cricket bowled that stone out there. Then
he did
different the way he threw it. It was like a cricket delivery.
He says, "I don't know where I ain't got my glasses on."
We'd better go and look. Oh, good God. So he goes to throw it again.
It reminds me a little bit of Pike in Dad's Army, you know, when sort of Mannering stops him when they do the practicing for the cricket.
Oh, and the nets, yeah.
God, he stops
God rest
Pike.
His soul.
God rest his soul in Lavender. Yes, yeah.
Passed away. Was it yesterday or?
Yesterday, I think it was. Yeah.
But, that's all of them gone now.
That's all of them gone. Yeah, it's really, really sad. Really sad.
Yeah,
for a show that finished 50 years ago, that's not bad. But
That's amazing, really. Yeah, but no, the cricket one, the test, that's probably my favorite. But yeah, where they're in the nets, and then Pike's a really good bowler, and
Yeah.
Mannering's having none of it. He's like, we've
Oh,
all
he
learned
won't.
from Pike's
He
bowling
won't. He
mistakes.
won't let Mannering. He won't let Pike have any credit for it, will he? At all?
No,
No.
he goes, sun's very bright. I think he bowls him out first ball, and he goes, sun's very bright today.
Like when Godfrey steps up and oh, I don't like that Godfrey. I've not played this game before.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah, I used to be in the gentleman's outfitters. Or is it? Should I stand poised for action, sir?
Yeah, that's it.
And he's just bent over there.
This is
And
the
he
most
goes,
ridiculous cricket pose.
yeah. He goes, no, no. I mean, I'd struggle to get in that position, let alone
Oh,
Godfrey.
yeah, fair play to him. So
What's
the
to
old
say?
man's appeared with his he's got his metal detector out, which Harold's about to point out that pretty much everything in the yard is metal. So
Yeah, good point. That's the genius thing as well about having it set in a salvage recovery yard, as he'd say, is that you could literally have anything. There's a suit of armor in the background. I mean, there's metal detector. You could just have any prop.
Absolutely, mate. It just works really, really well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So predating the Detectorists comedy by about 50 years here.
Yeah. Yeah. It's brilliant.
Such trailblazers, these two, aren't they?
They were, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Fantastic.
Do you think, like, we always talk about teeth. Do you think the old man has got different teeth in there too?
I thought that, I was going to say to you, did you think he looks different? Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I wondered that.
It's amazing what the difference like, a set of teeth makes to him because when he wears his proper dentures, is it later? Is it the bonds that bind us? Where he comes into some money?
Yeah, he comes into some money and he wins the pools, doesn't he? I think. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a new set of teeth and he looks 10 years younger.
So he's back to mucking around. He's playing everything, playing a tuba there, rather than actually doing any work.
So he thinks he landed. Is that a sofa?
Yeah,
he thinks they've landed
it.
on the sofa.
That's
interesting, isn't it? How the old man won't go near the sofa because of mice.
Well, if you remember, I think it's in another great episode called up series 4, the siege of Steptoe Street, where all the debt collectors are gathering outside. One of them sits down in an armchair, and Albert says, "This will be interesting. I saw a rat go in there the other day."
Yeah. Big black rat.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, you see Harold then saying, "What a big bloke like you who's got medals from the war, afraid of little mice." I don't think the keys could have landed in that. The hole he's checking because
it's probably like 200, 300 to 1 chance of it getting in there in one shot. It's crazy, isn't it?
So now shifting everything around the yard. Suit of armor is going.
Bison's back outside there. Have you noticed? He's back outside.
Yeah, that's outside. Yeah. They're rattling the suit of armor again. Wonder what that'd be worth.
I explained to my lad Harrison what a suit of armor was the other day because he was asking me about him, saying, "Oh, what did people used to wear?" Because he had like a Lego figure with a suit of armor on. That's what people used to wear in battle. When they used to fight with swords and stuff. But
yeah.
It's such an outdated thing now, isn't it? We only see them in museums and stuff, don't we?
Or castles
castles. That's it.
Yeah.
One of my favourite. I found his teeth. Oh,
where were they?
In his mouth. Was it in his mouth or in his suit somehow?
Okay.
It's one of the pairs. Sorry, it's one of the 4,000 pairs he bought in Series 1. That's right.
Oh, it's just referring back to the teeth. Yeah,
which is a nice little bit of continuity there.
Second-hand teeth. They've always got army surplus paint or something, haven't they?
Yes. Wonder if that's the stuff that Trigger buys in the Yellow Peril.
Yeah. It's luminous. Bloody luminous.
Using for painting signs in tunnels.
Yeah.
Granddad works it out.
Yeah. Oh, Granddad. Wonder if he ever worked with Harry Corbett or with Wilfred Bramble.
That would be a really interesting question because he'd be a contemporary, wouldn't he? He was
similar
67.
age.
Yeah, he'd have been a similar age to them when he passed away. Obviously, he passed away. Did he pass away just before then, I think, or around the same time?
Am I remembering this right? They were going to have I'm sure Wilfred Brambell was considered for Grandad, but because he was too well known
Oh,
for.
okay.
I'm sure he was, yeah, because he was
Oh
too well
no,
known
yeah,
for
you may well be
Steptoe.
right, mate. Yeah, it's been a while
They
since I've
said
read
we,
any books on Fools and Horses, but yeah, you could well be right there.
I'm sure, yeah, because he's, I mean, he's Albert and he's
He is
no one
Albert. He
else.
is Albert. That's it. And yeah, would have taken. The attention would be on him too much, wouldn't it? I suppose.
Yeah, I think it'd overshadow it. So what time is this now? It's gone dark. You cut back
It's
to the
gone
yard.
dark, so yeah, so we must be several hours later because he came back in the evening, so this probably sort of maybe midnight, 1 in the morning or whatever. But obviously, yeah, the old man's gone in.
So they've got that yard is no lighting, is it? Unless, or is
No,
there?
I think he's just
Is
said,
there?
"Oh, bring the torch over," didn't he? So there might be street light, perhaps, or a
You
small
think
light.
even
But
yeah, even with a horse, you think it'd be some sort of lighting?
he's caught him out. Look, there we go. Yeah,
Oh, the old man, was he necking gin or something?
taking something, bit of gold watch, perhaps, or something. Yeah, crafty old twit. See, it's a sort of like I guess some of this was quite, like you say, coarse language for its time, bleeding and stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah, in Pillock.
it's so tame now, isn't it, in comparison? But
Yeah,
it just works really, really well. Sure, David Renwick could tell us, what words sound funny, but I think some
yeah,
words do sound funnier than others, like and pronunciations of them.
yeah. It's like with names and stuff, like Mrs. Warboys. It's
This
just
is
a
it.
funny name, and
Yeah,
Warboy. Yeah,
this is it.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Margaret,
absolutely.
Victor. They're just
Yeah, so Victor's like victim, isn't he? Victim, is
yeah,
victim. There is no
victim,
others on around
victim.
it.
Yeah.
So it looks like the old man's cracked it.
Ah, so he's found keys in the tuba.
Yep. He's not going to reveal that just yet. He's going to attempt to be the old blackmail.
Or was it in the gramophone?
Gramophone, I think it was, yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Now he's going to threaten to drop him down the drain.
Oh,
I
God.
mean, wow.
Give me them keys.
Now, I want that gramophone. If you don't give it to me, I'm dropping these keys down the drain hole.
Give us those keys.
Now, don't you come near. One step forward and I'll drop them.
He would cut off his nose to spite his face, wouldn't he? He really would.
He would.
Just to get one up on his son. Again, this is using the whole of the set. Like, we've got
Yeah.
right to the edge here, haven't we? So, the
I know.
director,
Just looking at the angles, like you can see from outside, like in through the house.
yeah, this is it, isn't it? Duncan Wood had directed this. I mean, just, yeah, fantastically clever guy.
And you've got Albert. He's lucky I lost those keys. We never would have found this gramophone.
Silver lining, I suppose.
So he's got to put on a bit of Tchaikovsky.
So now we're back we're back to sort of halfway through the episode where one wants to do one thing, one wants to do another. But now both could have music on, so that's not going to work, is it?
So you've got one side loud rock and roll, say, and one side Tchaikovsky.
Not at the same time. Turn it off. You turn
It
yours
also goes
off.
on for hours.
The old man could take it up to his room and play it up there. I mean, well-built cottage. You probably wouldn't be able to hear that much of it coming through the floor, as long as he's patched it up.
It's a good job they got no neighbours.
Well, this is it, isn't it? They haven't discussed repairing the window either, have they? They've got a smashed window.
Oh no, yeah, put the window through. Oh,
That's it. We
so
go. I love it.
the gramophone's
I love it.
gone.
Then the door shut. So they're back to warring again. So
Oh God.
I think some of the best episodes end where they're sort of in dispute with one another. It's
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I know. So the old man is now playing pop music on Harold's gramophone or on his turntable.
Let me in! Open the door! Let me in! Those keys! Open the door! Let me in! Take that off my gramophone! There's a rubbing down my turntable! Do you hear me?
Isn't there one episode where he's chasing him around with a sword? And he's like trying to get him with
Yeah,
a sword.
yeah. It's like a Arabian sort of sword.
Arabian
He's
sword,
like
isn't it?
swinging
Yeah. Always remember that.
I always remember that.
Yeah,
Even
but
when
yeah, because
even
that,
before I knew Steptoe that well, I can remember watching that one with my dad and just
yeah,
what is this? Crazy. Brilliant.
it's just cut to the old man now. He's like doing the twist or something. He's swinging his hips around and
Yeah.
he's loving it.
Yeah. Yeah, so Harold is lost out and yeah, he's having a bit of a paddy.
Yeah,
Lobbing
again.
stuff everywhere. The old man's got what he wanted because he's got this music on Harold's record player. So
Do you think that's one to the old man?
I think that's 1-0 to the old man on that one there.
Why no?
So
Yeah,
yeah,
should keep the
fantastic.
tally really, shouldn't we?
We should. But yeah, again another absolute cracking episode that mate.
Real. What do you rate
Say
that one?
well, I gave the last one 10. I've got to give this one 10. I suppose I shouldn't be too generous straight away, but yeah, mate, just both those two episodes are my go-to episodes of series two, without a doubt. You know, everyone sort of has favorite episodes of things. So those two for me are up there without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, I mean, even though I love 65 today, um, I think that one just pips it because like I
Okay,
said,
cool.
how similar it is to Bottom. I mean,
Yeah,
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 musically with the hammer smashing and everything goes out the window,
yeah,
and then you got two sets of music blaring. It's
yeah,
just chaos, and you got the keys being thrown, and because like you said, they start off at war, then they have to work together,
yeah.
and then they're at war again. I
But if you
think,
break it
yeah,
down, there's just so many little bits going on. There's sort of like you
mm,
say, he goes over to um, sort of smash something on the bureau, doesn't he? And
yeah,
then Harold gets something else to throw out the window, and then it's just so well
it's
directed,
brilliant. Yeah.
so well acted, just tightly put together. And it's just great,
Yeah, because
great.
you couldn't rehearse that really because you couldn't
No,
smash up the record player
he
then
couldn't.
because they wouldn't know. So they must
They
have just sort
just
of winged it and went with
yeah
it.
went with it and
But
went. Well, that worked. So keep
the way
it.
you've got the
So
old man like swinging his arm up and bringing the hammer down,
so good.
it's
Even
brilliant. You've
down
got
to
to,
the fact, I don't know if you noticed, I don't know if it was deliberate, but the old man struggled to get into the cabinet. He was struggling to lock it. I know
yeah,
that's
he
Wolf
did, yeah,
Bramble fumbling it a bit. I'm not sure, but it just added to that sort
makes
of
it
what you
better.
do in a panic, in a sort of that moment when the adrenaline's running. You would stress a bit and perhaps not get it right the first time, but yeah,
It
just
makes me
just
want to
makes
watch
it.
that bit again. Like if just that bit,
Uh,
it's
yeah.
so
Yeah,
watchable.
it's so funny. People talk about Del Boy falling through a bar and those sorts
Yeah,
of
yeah,
things. The 40 Towers classic moments. For me, that is as funny as anything you'll ever see. That's my view.
yeah.
Obviously, what do I know? But I think that is as funny
No, that
comedy
like
as you will
like you
ever
said with the
witness because it's
and
just
like where they're crossing over each other as well, doing
yeah,
it.
yeah.
They're not sort of separate
Oh
bits of the room.
gosh,
They're
yeah.
crossing over each other. It's good choreography. But so yeah, no, I give that a 9.5 too, mate.
Nice one, mate. Good stuff. I'm glad we're in agreement on that episode. Yeah, I meant
Yeah,
to
yeah,
ask you
brilliant.
what was your previous experience of that episode? Do you remember watching much of it, or was it one you've seen
I
a few times? Or
I've seen that once years ago. Weirdly, I've listened to the radio version two or
okay,
three times, but
yeah,
it doesn't like the radio doesn't do it justice. Like watching it
I can
again
imagine the
then.
radio nowhere near does justice
Uh,
to it. No, no,
so, but that was brilliant. Like you said, it's so much like Bottom.
yeah, no,
That is
that's
brilliant.
probably what I loved about it as much. Just love that sort of ridiculous cartoon violence for no reason.
Yeah, but,
Yeah,
but
great stuff.
yeah. So, but yeah, quick recap on the other episodes of series two is Walla Walla Cat's Meat.
Yeah.
Um, when the horse seems to be ill, then we've got obviously the next one's the bath. We've also got
Well, are they
stepmother.
running a bit of a scam in that one? Do they sort of, by the end of it, the horse is all right, but they end up sort of getting people to do the rounds for them, don't they, or something? They
Yeah,
decide
well,
to
it
keep it going
started
for a
off
bit.
innocent, didn't it? Like they had
Yeah,
a couple of the totters coming around saying, "Look, we'll help you out. We'll sell it to you as cost." And
that's
then they
it.
work out if they do that for 2 weeks, they can just sort of chill out, but still sell everything on, and they
Yeah,
haven't got to do anything. So,
this is it. Yeah, no, that's it.
but I think the vet in it was wasn't he? Oh, Dad's Army. What was his name? Fraser. I think.
Oh,
Was he in
okay.
that? I think he was.
It was someone well known. Yeah, yeah. I was going to say to you, there's someone well known in it, but yeah,
Yeah, I
I'll have to
have to
watch it
check
again.
up on that.
Be honest, mate, it's one of the episodes I know less well. To be
Yeah,
honest,
yeah.
yeah, so I'd have to watch it again. But
But
yeah,
then it's such a strong series. Like we've got obviously the stepmother.
Stepmother,
When
very
that's
very
another
good.
show with Emma Marshall. And
I
the
love how
one I
the
like.
old man comes back from being out, and he gets to tell it off
Yeah,
as if he's a little boy. It's great.
yeah. What time do you call this?
Yeah, been waiting for my tea.
Yeah. Then what the other one I was just saying about 65 today.
It's about
That's just so
today.
poignant,
Fantastic,
and
fantastic
and
episode.
the bit where he reads out the card. Harold gets
Oh
him a
yeah,
card and he buys him the gloves.
yeah.
But brilliant. Yeah, he reads out the card and it's like you could hear
Some
him
very
sort of like
tender
his voice
moments in that one, isn't
breaking.
there? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And it ends the last two. There's Full House, which is another brilliant one.
Cracking episode. Yeah,
Again, linked to Only Fools, the card game with Boise.
yeah. That's it. And
I think.
people getting the comeuppance at the end. Um, yeah,
Brilliant.
nicely, very nicely done.
And then it ends with, "Is that your horse outside?" with Harold meets and falls in love with Dorothea.
Yeah,
So,
get an
yeah.
interesting one, isn't it? Which you see sort of very a chance for Hal to escape in a different way there, isn't it? To actually have a romance, but again, doesn't come to fruition.
Not to
Um,
be again like social commentary.
that's it. I do like the old man chasing him on the bike. He goes around on the bike, doesn't he? I
Yeah.
like that. Sits in a
Yeah,
cafe,
it's
doesn't
good.
he, all day, and yeah, keeps spying on him. But again, I think he's got his best interest at heart, hasn't he? He sort of knows this woman's playing
Yeah.
him, and he
Uh,
can see that ahead of it, can't he? So yeah.
again, he's like the old man has been there and done that, and he's
Mm,
when he was younger, he had other women after him, and we forget he's lived a life before Harold.
yeah.
And he does know a bit. I mean, he's devious and he manipulates everything, but he has lived a bit of a life.
Was the stepmother? That wasn't the one where it turns out the woman Harold had a relationship with before. That's another episode, isn't it, in a later series? I'm sure there's an episode where he has a new Albert has a new girlfriend, and it turns out to be an ex-girlfriend of
Yeah, is
Harold's.
that the stepmother? Because the stepmother, I thought it was that the same as you, but it says Harold is not happy when Albert announces that he intends to marry widowed sweet shop owner Emma Marshall, especially as he will be kicked out of the house if the wedding goes ahead. When Emma comes to visit, he deliberately gets his father annoyed. Oh, I remember now. It was where Harold instigates an argument between them, and
That's
he
right.
says,
Yeah, yeah,
"Mutton
yeah.
dressed as lamb."
That's right.
That
Yeah, and
when,
I did think it was that one. There is another one, isn't there, where a similar premise. He's about
yeah,
to marry again, and it turns out it's someone that he's been with before or something. And
yeah. She had a relationship with Harold like 20 years before, and
that's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
yeah,
it.
yeah. Again, it's
Interesting.
like tragic but funny.
Yeah, no, that's it, isn't it? That's it.
So
Absolutely.
should we hit the quiz for season two or series
Yeah,
two, I should say?
the Skinner's Arms quiz, series two.
Skinner's Arms quiz. So you got a pint in?
I got a pint of
Not
old
Manhattan.
mild here, mate. Old Manhattan. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've got a Manhattan with an umbrella in it, mate. Ready to
umbrella.
take
Sounds
on the
good.
quiz.
So question one. In episode one, Walla Walla Cats Meet, Hercules becomes ill. What does the vet say he is suffering from?
I want to go fatigue. Probably wrong.
Well, it's a similar thing. It's insomnia. He says he's suffering
Oh,
from
okay.
insomnia. So he's,
Okay.
yeah, get at least half a point for that because
All
he's
right, mate.
tired
Thank you.
because
Yeah,
of
no,
it.
I knew it was something to do with tiredness, but yeah.
Then we've got episode two. Sorry, question two. Episode three, 65 today. What birthday gift does Harold give to his dad?
Pair of gloves, leather gloves.
Do you know what type of gloves they are?
Oh gosh.
I'll give you a clue because Albert says, I bet I love. He goes, they're soft. He sort of adds an R to soft. Soft.
No, he says to him, "Don't use them. They're not for using around the yard." No, he says that.
Yeah.
I know he drops them at the end of the episode. They're not driving gloves, are they? Or
No, you're close. They're sheepskin gloves, but
sheepskin gloves.
Albert thinks they're plastic.
All right, yeah,
And Harold gets a bit annoyed. He goes, plastic?
yeah.
But they
Oh
cost quite
no,
a bit of money. But
that's
again,
right.
we were just saying about that bit with the card, he gives him the gloves and the card, and he's like, "Oh, I've kept everything you've ever given me,
Yeah,
birthday cards, everything." It's like it's like a soft side to him you don't really see
but then he
usually.
loses him within about 10 minutes, doesn't he? So
Yeah, that's gone. Yeah. Uh, then we've got question three. In a musical evening, while Harold wants to play his gramophone records, what does Albert insist on doing?
cobbling, as we've
Cobbling.
established. Yeah, cobbling
Correct, young man.
very noisily.
Yeah. There we go. Question four. In episode two, The Bath, what is the name of the lady Harold has invited over, and what drink does he give her?
He's invited Delia's coming, and
Correct.
she'll have a Manhattan.
Correct, young man.
I thought you were going to ask me to tell you what a Manhattan was then, but
Yeah. What are the ingredients of what
oh,
parts vermouth? But what was actually in it instead of a Manhattan?
horse liniment. That's him
Horse
again.
liniment. Extra 10 points for pronouncing it horse.
Horse liniment. Yeah.
Horse liniment.
Always drop
Yeah.
your H's in all drum lane.
I
Yeah.
do, yeah. There's no H's. It's like EastEnders.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Arthur.
Arthur, you slag.
Yeah.
Um,
Get out
okay,
of
so
my pub. Sorry, mate.
get out of my
Sorry.
pub.
Yeah, sorry. We're going to go rabbit warren here, aren't we?
What's going on here? So, question 5, episode 6, entitled Full House. Later that night, when the men arrive, there's a character played by the great actor Dudley Foster.
Yeah.
He also appears in other
does.
episodes.
He
My Old
does.
Man's a Tory, Robbery with Violence, and he plays an uncredited non-speaking role as the car salesman in The Color Problem. My question is, what nickname does Albert give him, and how does he describe him? Because I think he calls somebody else this in the feature film as well.
Oh gosh. You know what? I've watched this episode and I thought this question was going to be on about like the money and stuff, so I tried to memorize the money and I forgot anything about the names.
Yeah, it's a bit long-winded, that question, but yeah, I thought it was
No. It's a great question, mate. It's a great
Dudley
question
Foster.
because you're
But
right. He does come back. He
yeah,
plays the election representative, doesn't he?
that's
Who
it.
puts
Yeah,
Harold
he's
down
horrible in
really
that.
horrible, isn't he? Really horrible. But he plays a similar sort of snidey character here, doesn't he?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, he
Is it
comes
something
back
like
for
the
3
jackal?
roles.
Not the jackal, is it, or the snake or something? I don't know. I'm guessing, mate. It's going to be a guess. Yeah, I'll go with the snake.
Well, Albert says, "You want to watch Old Oily?" So he calls him Old Oily,
Oily, of course he
and
does,
he
mate.
says,
Yeah, sorry.
"He's as smooth as an horse's ear roll." I think they wanted to say
That's a
arsehole,
great line.
but,
Yeah. No, that's a great line, isn't it? It's a great
but I'm
line.
sure in a feature film he says that as well. It's about the Spanish guy. He goes, "You want to watch Old Oily?"
Yes. Yeah. Can see that. Yeah. Great stuff.
They've got
Good question, mate. Good question.
question 6, The Stepmother, episode 3. What does Albert offer Harold for his tea?
Oh, fish and chips. But the fish and chip shop shut because it's Monday.
Do you know what? Yeah, that's actually correct. I've got he offers him peppermint creams out of his pocket. But
Oh,
I
sorry,
think you
that's
are
right.
right.
Yeah, no, sorry,
But,
you're right, mate. No, hang on.
but no, I'm
My
sure
mistake.
he does say to him, "You are right," because he says, "Should we get fish and chips or something?" So yeah,
That's right. Yeah, sorry, I remember the
yeah.
I remember the
There you go.
second bit of that. There you go. So,
No, you're
There we
correct,
are,
mate.
mate.
Correct,
Yeah.
young man.
So I watched that. I ended up watching that one yesterday as well, sort of like in
Yeah,
preparation. And I do remember it because he ends up going to get a Chinese in the end, doesn't he? I think because
yeah, something like that.
it's short. So yeah, peppermint creams, of course.
Peppermint creams, yeah, out of his
There we go,
warm
mate.
pocket. The final one I've got, question 8. Is that your horse outside, episode 7? Patricia Haynes plays Harold's posh love interest, but what famous actor was she once married to?
You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off. Michael Caine, wasn't it?
Well done. That is brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm
She
impressed.
died.
You
She
know that.
died fairly young, didn't she? I remember reading a biography. She's only in her 40s, I think, or something like that. So yeah,
Oh,
don't know what
God.
happened, but yes.
Well, yeah,
No,
it says she was married to Michael Caine from 1954 to 1958. But I am very impressed. You know that, Si.
probably just before he was famous. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've a bit of a soft spot for old Michael Caine. He's yeah, I've read a few bits, little stories and not stories, biographies about him and stuff. So yeah.
No. Do you remember the Fast Show
Interesting chap.
character?
Yes.
That's-
My name
Our name
is
is
Michael
Michael
Caine.
Caine.
And I
am a nosy.
That's it.
Yeah,
Had the glasses and everything, didn't he?
Yeah,
Great
he's
stuff.
like looking out the window with binoculars.
Great stuff.
He's like-
Yeah.
but yeah, no, brilliant actor. Yeah, so I think
Great stuff, mate. No, good questions, those. Yeah,
I didn't total that up. I don't know how much you get then. Can you remember?
I don't know, mate. Probably was it out? Was it out of 9?
Out of
I think
8.
About 8. It was about 4 on it. I think about half marks.
8.5.
8.5,
Back to
mate.
that again. It keeps coming up. Brilliant.
Yeah. No, I genuinely
well done,
thought, mate,
Si.
you genuinely thought you were going to ask me like what hands he had and stuff like that, and because I think didn't he get 4-7? He was beaten by 4-8, was it something like that?
I think he was, yeah.
That was just like the
Yeah.
minor details, but yeah, important
It's
stuff, mate. Important stuff.
it's funny though, yeah. Sometimes you think, yeah, go a bit left field, but I thought no.
No,
See,
that's
it's
it.
actually quite hard. Probably the first series was harder to do a quiz for,
Yeah.
which you did.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but I think as we get going now, like next will be series 3.
Series 3, yeah.
So we're rocking and rolling with that. So,
good stuff, mate. So
yeah, all done. Is there anything else we need
fantastic.
to cover from series 2?
Not really.
Go on,
Like you
pick
say,
your favorite
there's some-
episode.
Oh, mate, it's hard to decide between the Bath and musical. Probably musical evening, just because of that little section we've described. Just I think
Yeah.
there's nothing like it. There's nothing else like it in Steptoe for me in terms of slapstick comedy that is just brilliantly carried out. But yeah, but tough call, really tough call.
It's really tough. Yeah.
What about you, Does it?
I'll go with the Bath for me. Just
Right,
edges it. I think
yeah.
because of the significance of if it
I mean,
didn't go
that's
down well,
so-
we wouldn't have had Steptoe. So
Yeah, so that's
You know, they-
such an important reason for it to carry on.
Mm.
Absolutely, yeah, that's it.
yeah,
So-
well, it was all down to that audience that night. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, brilliant. But like I said, the anecdote in the book, in the Robert Ross book about Wilfred Bramble sitting on that pickled
Gosh.
onion.
Gosh, yeah, gosh.
Like I
Couldn't
said,
put better
that's
thinking
like you
about
said.
it, does it?
That's what they say, suffering for your art.
Suffering for your mate, that is. That's really sort of method acting in it. That is to a fault. I mean, you thought they'd just put like polystyrene balls in there or something, it wouldn't make a difference. But no, like actually proper pickled onions going. Why not? Why not?
That's great. So hopefully you'll be still listening next time. So,
Yeah, thanks for listening, and do get in touch on the old email. And,
The old socials.
Once
They're up and running.
Drop us a line. It'd be nice to hear what people think.
Brilliant. Thanks, Si.
Thanks, Dazza, as always. Pleasure, sir.
No problem.